All right, my friends, let's get started with our meditation time. So, one of the things we want to think about first is what position should we be in for this meditation? So, you might want to lay down, especially if you've had a long day, your upper body's tired. Go ahead and lay down, okay? Chances are, in a short amount of time, you probably won't fall asleep. But if you feel yourself starting to go down and fall asleep, come back up to a seat. I like to do a nice cross-leg seat. If you find that it's really hard for you to sit up straight, maybe you feel like you're having to work so hard, it's just not comfortable on your hips, perhaps, take a blanket or a pillow or even like a yoga mat, and you could stick it underneath your hips and sit down on that so that your legs kind of hang forward and open up a bit more. And that might be more comfortable for you. So get your seat just right. I want you to take that little extra moment just to make everything good. Okay, I like a lotus, okay? You might like a gentle cross-leg seat, but as you settle in, close your eyes. And now that you've found your spot, allow any last little fidgets and perfections to happen. And start to close your eyes down. Allow all your movements to settle into a sense of stillness. Allow your breath to come really long and really slow. And we're just going to give some time for that breath to really get long and deep. So I want you to feel a sense of connection with your breath here, noticing every little detail about it. Notice the sound, that roar sound in your ears that your breath makes. Notice that. Notice the way it feels in your throat. You might feel the breath as a gentle pressure equalizing feeling in your ears. Notice the nose as the breath enters. The breath is slightly cooler. And then when it exits, it's a little warmer. Notice also the movements of your body that accommodate and make the breath possible. So we're noticing, we're really feeling the gentle opening of the belly and the chest as we inhale. Filling up with air. And on the exhale, we notice all of that compressing inward. All the belly muscles move inward. The chest compresses. Continue to draw out and lengthen, maybe adding a second to each inhale. And adding another long second to each exhale. Let's turn some attention to some intricacies of the posture here. With your eyes closed, you can really tune into feeling from the inside where you are. Feeling from the inside with your eyes closed. In your mind-body map, where are your shoulders? Allow them to rise up and then rest at the very top back of your rib cage so that your shoulder blades slide down nicely and you feel big in the front of your chest. You have a big open heart. Maybe allow a little tuck in your tailbone. And if you're in a seated position, make sure that you have equal weight in both your sitting bones. Continue to just be here with yourself, noticing everything about that breath. You will notice your thoughts arising. Rest in that place of observation. You, the observer, are resting here in this very thoughtful posture, this very intentional moment. And you see the thoughts arise, you can label them as thinking and go back to observing your breath. The mind reaches into the past, you can observe that and go back to the breath. The mind reaches into the future, observe that, maybe smile about it. Go back to observing the breath. Now that we've spent a few minutes, just being, observing breath, observing body and mind. Notice your state. Notice everything that's happening on your mat right now. Notice things you can hear. Tuning into all the little sounds slightly beyond your environment. A clock ticking, perhaps. Let that be a perfect aspect of just being here in this moment. You hear cars passing, maybe. You hear your roommates, your family, your office mates, perhaps. So we've connected really intentionally with a few of the senses so far. And I'd like to keep us going on that theme of connecting with and relating to sensing as a meditation. We've connected with the sensation of feeling the breath, feeling the position of your body in space and in relation to itself, and resting in that center of gravity all the time, always feeling back into that position, that very intentional being in space. We've also connected to sound, that sensation of hearing. And now I want to connect to sight and just explore a little bit. So if your eyes are closed, just blink them open just a sliver. Just the sliveriest sliver of light can get in through your blinking eyelids. You have some light information coming in. You see slivers of light bouncing off of carpet, maybe self, house, mat, hands. But take a moment to withdraw from your mind's labeling of what you are seeing, from the concept of rug, hand. And let's spend a moment just receiving sensory, visual information. Experience the moment of the light hitting your retina. And then very intentionally shut your eyes on that visual information. Rest a moment here observing that very special gray, warm color behind your eyelids. Come back to that observation. Resting in this moment, just observing the experience of receiving visual information. And then let's try this. Let's try withdrawing from the experience of seeing, withdrawing from receiving visual information. Just allow your observer, okay, the one who observes within, see if you can withdraw from that sense of sight. What does that mean? To bring your awareness elsewhere, to bring it inward from that. Now I'm asking you to really use your imagination as you sit here, about halfway through our meditation time today. If at any moment you feel like you need to adjust your posture, give yourself that time, okay? We've been sitting for a bit. Maybe you want to pick up your hips and kind of move them a little bit. Allow yourself to very lovingly attend to those kind of fidgets. And then come back into stillness. Find your place in space right now. That center of gravity. Continue to observe the breath. The senses, sight, sound, touch. And then withdraw from those senses, experimenting with what that might mean. If you notice tension in your body, keep checking in. Tension in the forehead, let that go. Tension in the shoulders, maybe you could let them fall a little more heavily now. Breathe spaciousness into your heart here. Hopefully that long, slow breath has relaxed your chest. Maybe cultivate a little tuck in your chin so the back of your neck feels uncreased. Remember to keep your jaw soft. And let your jaw kind of hang slack so that none of your teeth are touching. Even your tongue can sink back in your throat. And let's come all the way around to 2 more senses we can meditate on and practice withdrawing from here. We have taste and touch, or taste and smell. So coming back through sense of touch with your eyes closed, focus on the air moving in and out of your nose. Notice the exact feeling of the air as it touches in towards your nostrils. Focus on the area of your nose that experiences smell. And although perhaps in your environment you may not be experiencing a wealth of smells, you're probably somewhere inside. But just notice the sensation of gathering sensory smell information. What does the moment of smelling feel like? What is that experience as a human? As a carbon-based function of a carbon molecule, okay, as a living being, what is that experience of smell? See if you could allow the mind to stay out of it without labeling or categorizing. And then allow your inner observer to step back away from that sense of smell. Withdraw your awareness. Our last sense here, the sense of taste. So bringing awareness to the breath traveling in through your nostrils, past your olfactory sense organs, down toward the last sense with which we experience the outside world, taste. Okay, probably not a whole barrage of tastes going on in your mouth right now. So you don't have to worry about labeling or using the mind to experience taste. So take a moment just to notice your tongue, how it relates to its environment, how you experience taste. And then intentionally withdraw from that sense as well. Take a moment to draw inward, away from all 5 senses here. And if the mind says, I don't know what that means, then tell the mind, that's okay. Come back to experiencing a withdrawal from all your senses. Notice the breath in this moment. Notice if there's any tension in your body. In this beautiful moment where you are 100% aware of what is going on right now, you are able to just fully experience each moment passing. And if the mind arises with things, lovingly acknowledge that. Go back to just observing, breathing. And I would like to cultivate some imagination with you here. Imagine a beautiful glow that is you. So I embody a beautiful glow that is bright and that increases in radiance and in outward expression with each breath. You can imagine your glow getting brighter with every moment and extending outward in all directions. Everything that this glow encompasses is just as it should be. Perhaps in your glow, there is a sense of compassion and loving kindness to other living beings. A sense of connection to all forms of life and to all things. Perhaps as you imagine this beautiful glow extending outward from all living beings, that it connects and heals us all. And we can work together with our glow, okay, with our being present in each moment. And with taking care of other beings to spread happiness and freedom. And I think that is a good thing for us to meditate on any day. Now let's begin to revisit and welcome back in our senses. Recommune with our environment. So feeling that breath coming in and out your nose and your esophagus and your trachea. Feel all your throat and your mouth warm with the breath. Feel the whole spine warm with the breath. Welcoming back the sensation of taste as the breath draws past your tongue. Welcome back the sensation of smell as the breath moves in and out of your nose. Blink your eyes open. Welcome back sight. Just a little sliver of light. Notice how it feels to see. Welcome back hearing. Notice your environment sounds. And as you are ready to start gently moving yourself around, welcome back sensation of touch. Maybe giving yourself some nice little twists from side to side. And now, please, go back to your day and spread this good stuff around. Thanks so much for joining and for taking good care of yourselves, guys. Have a great one.